I'm Sophie.
And I'm Brielle. Here we are looking at the Madonna and Child with Two Angels by Fra Filippo Lippi in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence, Italy. It is tempera and wood with early muted colors from the early Italian Renaissance period.
Lippi was a former Carmelite friar who had many affairs with women. Women were such a presence in his life that they distracted him from his painting.
One of his patrons, Cosimo Medici, once locked him up so he could finish his work.
I know, and he tied bedsheets together to escape out the window.
One of his affairs did lead to something more, though, as he ran away with and married a young nun, Lucrezia Butti. They had 2 children, one of which also became a famous painter, Filippino Lippi.
One theory is that he used his wife and children as models for this painting, which has a very massaccio style to it.
Right, which is seen in the bulk and solidity of Mary's body, aligned with the careful folds of drapery. But Mary is also stunning and has a delicate face.
Indeed, this painting is unique to his later paintings because it is soft, light, and detailed line work.
I agree. You see that looking closely at Mary's head. Notice the faint halo and transparent and light cloth around her head.
Mary's hands are clasped in prayer and she looks lost in thought.
Her face is very tender, very intimate. And look at the angels. They look almost playful.
Focusing our attention on Christ, we notice he's painted in realistic proportions. Lippi was one of the first artists to paint a baby Jesus using realistic proportions.
Though Christ may be drawn in proper proportions of a child, his face shows wisdom. He looks lost in thought, just like Mary.
Artists have been painting the Madonna and Child enthroned for hundreds of years.
Yes, like the Assignati Madonna by Guido from 1306, the late Gothic period. Also, the Virgin, Theotokos, and Child between Saints Theodore and George from the Byzantine period at the St. Catherine's Monastery in Sinai, Egypt.
Let's look closer at the Assignati Madonna. This was also done using tempera paint, but on panel instead of wood.
Madonna is solid, and she looks like she weighs a lot. She looks like she couldn't be knocked over.
But it's a sign of strength.
Oh, certainly.
There are more angels in this piece than Lippi's Madonna.
Also different, Christ is not drawn using realistic proportions.
The heavy use of gold really captures the Byzantine period.
It transfers us to a heavenly realm.
But we don't see a flat gold background in Lippi's Madonna.
Oh no, Lippi uses atmospheric perspective to create a landscape background.
Now let's look at the Virgin Theotokos and Child between Saints Theodore and George.
Like Lippi's Madonna, this piece was done on wood. However, it is encaustic on wood,
which is like a wax.
Again, Jesus has no realistic proportions.
Seeing these disproportions really emphasizes that Lippi was one of the first to paint baby Jesus with realistic proportions.
Looking at the piece though, no person or body really looks that realistic.
That's true. Mary, the saints, and Christ do not look realistic. It's important to note that this piece includes saints and angels that reside near the hand of God.
And that is not called a Madonna. It is still Mary with Jesus, but it is referred to as Theotokos, meaning virgin.
So back to Lippi.
A very different version of the Madonna because it is so realistic.
Lippi was so comfortable with the idea that these figures were divine and their appearance did not need to be changed from what a normal person would look like.